I am here. So, Malkin. Oh, he wasn't on the Penguins. Okay, well. Subban is now a coach. I'm gonna have to hire a new coach for. I'm gonna have to hire a new assistant coach for the Checkers and a new coach for the Hurricanes. Not a head coach though. Um. All right. So we'll check the awards. Obviously, Charlotte won the Calder, so there's gonna be some sort of player award for them. It was a Pittsburgh versus Dallas final. Um, Norris for sports fan. Intern Maddie won the Conn Smythe. Congrats to him. Couple good awards here. So Charlotte's MVP was Humphreys. I don't know who the hell that is. Gotta be the goalie. So cool. Um, Heading into the draft, I don't have any glaring needs. I'm just gonna draft the best player available. Um, Pick 21. Still has a chance. I'm thinking that this guy, Ted Christensen, is our best bet here. Medium top six forward. I like that a lot. Left wing sniper. I have a few good left wingers in the system. Let's see how good Timo Jokinen was supposed to be, though. New Jersey gets the worst player. Jokinen was also a medium top six forward. I like that that I got the sniper though. So 52nd overall. Yeah, I don't know what happened. That was weird. Yeah, there's not a whole lot available here. I think we're gonna pick Rod Pojar. Just get the NHL player. 83rd. So I think just one third round pick in this draft. Yeah. I have an extra. I moved in the fourth round. That's what it was. It's kind of strange. So Michel Demore is the best player available here, according to my scouts, and we drafted a medium top six defenseman. All right, so we're picking 123rd. We actually moved down in the fourth round this year, which wasn't great, but I mean that's okay for the Canes. Because we get an extra third round pick. There is a low elite right winger, which is awesome. There's another potential low elite. Possible medium top six forward. This draft is kind of loaded. Alright, so the medium top six forward is a guy that's going to go away soon. He's probably medium top nine. No, he is medium top six. Wow. 66 overall. He's a grinder, which isn't great, but that's a great pick if we can get him to develop. In the fifth round, they wanted to trade for a pick here, and they probably wanted to take one of the two goalies, but I don't because I have a medium elite goalie in the system already. So let's try and grab one of the low elite guys. This guy's going to be gone first, Rick Pollock. Low elite power forward. Awesome. And then Max Ustorf, the 19-year-old, 57 overall. Not great, but low elite's pretty great. I'd say that's pretty rad. All right. I have yet to pick. I haven't picked too many defensemen. We'll go with Liam Gunnarsson here. Low top 60 is pretty bad, but you know what? It's fine. Good draft overall. We got some really good picks here. I'm very happy with the draft we had. It was so I need to hire an assistant coach for both the NHL and AHL teams. Obviously, it's really good that we won a Calder Cup with a first-year coach. That's phenomenal for us. So I'll need to make one scouting adjustment and maybe sign a QMJHL scout. Maybe not, but we'll see. Um, so Svetch does not want a contract extension. He is my franchise right winger. He will get all of the money for all of the years. All expiring. The next best free agent is Ryan Suzuki. Definitely going to sign Lundmark here. Is he a first round pick? He was. He was one of my first round picks. And then Varlamov, he's a little older, unfortunately, but I still think that's worth it for me to at least get some prospect depth. Not going to sign that guy. On the right wing, Hinostroza wants to be back. I don't want him back, I don't think. Same with Kielinen, because I have Nekis coming in. I also have Mar, who grew a lot. 67 is fine. And yeah. Defenseman. Slavin wants to be back, but how good was he? Or how good is he? He doesn't really fit the third pair, which is where he'd be. I might try and find a better third pairing defenseman and just sign Valaket to an entry-level contract. Goaltending. Both Carter and Chris want new contracts. Goaltending was fine this past year. Both of these goalies want contracts. I'm happy with Carter being an 86 right now. I really do want Chris to be better than an 83. We'll have to see what happens. Unsigned, this guy is 65 overall at age 19. That's perfect. Couple good players. Emmerich and Krog are both looking pretty good. We also have Robbins there. So, it's looking pretty good. The future of the team's bright. Got quite a few players from that draft that we will sign. Alright, we'll advance a day, see what happens. Alright, my associate coach doesn't want to re-sign. That's fine, I don't really care. I just got to make sure that Svetch actually accepted that contract. He did. Okay, cool. It's just going to be a few more scouts accepting contract offers. So first, I need to find a QMJHL scout. Doesn't appear to be a good year for the Q. Yeah. And it's just, it's really coming down to this guy here who I think we already had on the team. So, not great. Coaching staff needs a few changes. My NHL assistant coach retired, which stinks. Get that guy a little bit of money to stay here. The associate coach for the AHL, for him a little bit more money. And then I need an AHL assistant coach. Alright, what does the team need? I don't think we really need all that much. We just kind of got rid of a few depth players. Six, same deal. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. I could use like another winger. 4, 5, 6, possibly. I don't know how good of a fit Honka is. I may actually end up looking for another good defenseman other than what I already have. So I could use another right winger. Best defenseman on the market is Dante Fabro, who fits on the first pair, actually. Should I do it? Should I go for Fabro? I'm leaning towards yes, but... And you know what? I'm going to stick with the team that I have so I can develop. But yeah, I'd love to know your thoughts. Should I get Fabro? Because what I'm thinking is that like I could have a legit first pair of Hanifin and Fabro, or Fabro and Klingberg, and then have Klingberg and Shea or Klingberg and Hamilton on the second pair, and then whichever of Shea and Hamilton aren't there with Michael on. Do it. Will do. So we'll offer him obscene amounts of money to keep him from Buffalo. And that's it for that. Goaltending, just out of curiosity, there's not really an upgrading goal. I mean, obviously I could offer Sheet Kane stats, but that's really not worth it for me. 2A skaters, there's not a whole lot of talent in this class of free agents. I could also look at potential, and yeah. There's this guy that's an RFA, which is kind of funny. It's never going to work. Like, he's not going to sign, but you know what? Let's just qualify him. Just be that guy. So my NHL assistant coach has declined because he's a dick. But one of the AHL coaches signed, which is cool. Alright, so let's get Leduc then. Alright. So I got my scout again. Got my AHL associate coach. I got my NHL assistant coach. The guy signed with another team. I just kind of did it to be funny. And I got Dante Fabro. So the defense improved tremendously. It's probably one of the better defenses in the league, I'd say. Yeah. Gunler accepted. This is really just every prospect that I qualified accepting their qualifying offer. Brendan Gallagher traded to Anaheim. That's a big deal. Wow. Alright, so we're gonna hopefully try and get one more season in. I may have to dip out pretty early, but I will do my best. Alright. So the team's relatively the same. I mean, if I did this, it wouldn't change anything. Alright, so we'll stick with that for now. Sucks that the fourth line's kind of crappy. But you know what? I'll make do with what I can. I wasn't expecting it to make the third pairing that terrible. Or the second pairing. Actually, that kind of makes it better. I don't know what it did, but yeah. So, goaltending, Carter and Chris. Chris is up to an 85. Carter's an 86. No, I'll keep it as that is. Scratched are Honka and Gunler. So that's the starting lineup for your Carolina Hurricanes. Let's check and see the checkers. I'm a little curious. Wow, there's not a whole lot of center talent apparently. Oh, goodness. Okay. So we'll do that. Mar, it's good that he's up to a 69. He was a 67 before the offseason, so that shows that he's developing. He's obviously the medium elite player. We're good to go. We'll go ahead and sim to February 1st like we have been doing. And that's actually a game against the Red Wings. Erik Karlsson, no. So in this draft, so far, I actually have 2 first-round picks, or 2 third-round picks. I'd be open to adding more picks, but as of right now, I think I'm fine. So. All right. So the Canes with a pretty solid preseason, but again, it's the preseason. It doesn't really matter. We're kind of hoping that it will be a good regular season and then a good postseason as well. Well, we won our first game 2-1 against the Coyotes, and then went on a 4-day break. And you get a win against the Flyers. So you start off the season on a 5-game homestand, which is perfect for the Canes. Shootout loss to Vegas kind of sucks, kind of kills the vibe a little bit, but we're fine. 3-0-1 though on the homestand so far, and then against Chicago, you get an overtime win. 4-0-1 on a homestand, like you couldn't ask for a better start. I mean, you could, but you'd just be kind of looking selfish. Projected first overall pick is DeVos here. Devos. Philippe Devos is what I call him. He probably won't be a very good NHL player. Malatesta out with a pulled groin doesn't really affect the Canes all that much because he is just the fourth line center. 3-0 win against the Islanders, though, so you've won a lot of games to start off the regular season if you're the Hurricanes. Malatesta's back, so he wasn't even out for that long. That's a loss to a very good Minnesota Wild team. You've played 3 games less than the Devils. You're third in the division, but it's a little misleading. Like, you have 2 games in hand on the second team in the division. You have 3 on the first place team. So, like, October's just never a big month for the Canes. But you're finishing the month of October with a 7-2-1 record. Still, again, 2 games behind the second place team. You're in a wild card spot because your division sucks. And they just want you to die, basically. Chris Miracle out with a hit pointer until the 29th. That actually sucks. Like, that's really tough. You do beat the Panthers after a big loss to the Rangers, but it still kind of stinks because that was 2 Metropolitan game losses. Overtime loss, so you get a point, but yeah, I mean, like, your team, like, you just don't, we're not playing enough games. This is a huge month for us, though. Like, we're playing a lot of games. So, I'm hoping that it's a good month for us. Let's be better against the Rangers. We beat them 6-2, so that's actually good. That keeps them behind us in the standings. Seems like everybody in the Metro, other than the Islanders, is having a good year. And even then, the Islanders aren't that far behind us. So, yeah. Not ideal. There's a shootout loss for the Hurricanes, and then a loss to the Penguins. So, bit of a rough. Like, you had a great first month, and then the month of November has just been kind of awful for you. You've lost a lot of games. Luckily, it seems like the Canes are winning a few games now with that win against the Red Wings, a 10-4 loss. Ugh. I guess they really aren't winning that many games now. Yeah, they're actually out of a playoff spot currently. And yeah, 10-10-3. This is just an awful, awful month for the Canes. Hamilton out with a strained hamstring. I mean, yeah, just yikes all around. Big loss to the Flyers, and now we're all of a sudden one of the worst teams in the division. I don't know what's up. Geez. Okay. So, the head coach doesn't really fit this team. We have too good of a roster for us to be performing this poorly. How is only a 52% team fit for this? I don't have a huge coaching budget, unfortunately. %63% is nice, but Svetch and Aho don't like the guy. 61%. Big Sam and Will kind of hate the guy. 57%. It's kind of neutral across the board. 51%. And then 54%. So, like, there's really not a whole lot. And that guy takes up, I mean, these guys just take up my whole coaching budget. I'll make him my interim head coach and then just hire a new associate coach. Actually makes my staff chemistry a lot higher. Well, I don't love this. Aho doesn't love Marlowe. Okay. It's not like much better, but I mean, what if I did this? So Natchez just kind of hates Marlowe, is the vibe I'm getting. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go to defense. So that actually works out in our favor for now. Honestly, that might be for the best. Sometimes all it takes is firing your coach. We're 1-8-1 in our last 10. It's just been a really ugly stretch for us, so hopefully that kind of helps right the ship a little bit. And like tinkering with the lines. We are missing a couple players. We'll look at the draft rankings. Why not? Obviously, you know, this is and it's not a great draft, but Hamilton's back, so that's good. That kind of messed with the lines that I just made, though. So I have my associate coach, so maybe that'll help something as well. Well, we got a win. All right, that's our first win in a while, and then another loss. So we're last in the division right now. It may honestly just be worth it to scrap the season, kind of try and build a team from scratch again. Get rid of a few players like Natchez who don't really fit the system all that well. Because Natchez is kind of clogging it up. But yeah, we're not winning any games like this. It's just kind of embarrassing at this point. We're just really bad. I don't know what it is because we have a really good team. We drafted well, or we have drafted well. Klingberg out with a mild concussion sucks, but we'll be fine. Again, I really do think it has to do with... I mean, this is better. I mean, it's not ideal, but... It's just kind of a bummer. Oh well, whatever. Chris Miracle is back. Thank goodness. Alright, so he's back. Alright, I don't know what the game against the... Okay, it was a loss. Chris is back out with a hit pointer. Klingberg is now back. So other than Chris, the Canes have a healthy roster. At this point, I'd be shocked if we're a playoff team. I mean, that's a good win against the Penguins there. But yeah, I mean, I would be legitimately surprised if the Canes were a playoff team. We need to go on like multiple win streaks for that to happen. I can't do this like back and forth crap like we have been. I mean, that's a 2-game win streak. Cool. Let's make it 3 with the game against Ottawa here. Shootout loss. I mean, it's a point. At least it's something. It's not like a regulation loss. But yeah, the Islanders are better than us right now. Still, even though we beat them. Yikes, Nate just out with a fractured jaw. Yeah, I mean, it's disappointing. The Canes just haven't been good this whole season. If we're still like this next month, I'm probably going to trade away a few expiring contracts for first-round picks. Like, I might trade a Ryan Suzuki or a Jamison Reese. The Canes are just kind of in the middle of the road still. Like, you want this team to be better, but, like, it's just not in the cards, I guess. A low elite gem of a center late in the draft, though. That's pretty good. Natchez is back for the next game. So... Come on, Canes. Chris is back, allegedly. There's a win. The Canes' third win in a row. Almost at Well, we're almost at 500. That's a very tentative almost. So February 1st, we're 22, 24, and 4, last in the division. I'm going to go ahead and sim to March 1st, just that way the trade deadline can come. You know what? Big Sam out with a concussion. This has just been an awful year. All around just terrible. I am going to try and propose a trade to some teams to get rid of some of our expiring contracts. Years left. Big Sam has a year left on his contract, but he's not going anywhere. I'm going to make him stay. Natchez, actually, it's kind of perfect that he only has a year left. Anaheim doesn't have a first, otherwise they would have been perfect. Arizona doesn't either, which really sucks. Boston does, but they're not going to be willing to part with it. Man, no teams have first-round picks in this draft. None! What happened to all the firsts? Chicago has a first, and that's very doable. I'm also going to want a rookie skater from you. I am going to want... I'll go with Reeves here. Trade rejected. Okay, I guess Gruel would work. Okay, whatever, fine. Be that way. They have a first that they actually want to trade, and then they need to give me a skater. So let's see if they'll take like a low, or if they'll get like, give me like a low prospect. Oh, they can't, because that's... let's see if they'll give me this guy. Bro, I'll just take Nikita Zadorov from you. Hell, I'll add a third. I have an extra third. I'll give you San Jose's third. Okay, I'll give you our third instead. That's just a touch sweetened. Okay, well, if you're not going to accept our third, I'm giving you San Jose's third and a fifth. So Natchez is one player that is gone. He wasn't a fit for the team, unfortunately. So now I have to make a few other decisions for the roster. Teravainen, also on another year. He's another player that I think I could get rid of. Don't really want to trade him in division. I'd be fine with trading him to Detroit, though. And getting a first-round pick. And like a halfway decent rookie skater. Oh, come on. You guys want to make that deal. Oostorf. So those are two trades that I believe will make the team a little better. Obviously, it moves us down from champion to contender. But the lines are great. Alright, we'll just sim to the last game of the season and see what happens. What the hell? Why not? If the Canes make their way to the playoffs from last in the division, at this point in the season, I would be shocked. It could happen, but I would be shocked. Reese is allegedly back. It's a little early, I will say. But I think we'll be fine. All right. All right. It was looking promising for like a little bit there. Canes were getting a lot of points, but you know what? It's still not looking very likely. Carter out with a strained hamstring. I don't think we have a starting goalie. I think we just have crappy goalies now. Yeah, I mean, we still won, but... Again, like I said, I would have been shocked if we made the playoffs. There's not really a chance at this point. I mean... Yeah, there's not a chance. Carter is back, which is awesome to see. But yeah, it's just not looking very likely for the Hurricanes to make the playoffs this year. Next year might be the year. We did get up to 500, which is awesome. Big Sam is back. I mean, with Big Sam back in the lineup, anything is possible. We're still pretty far out of the race. For what it's worth, we do have quite a few draft picks. We have 3. I'm probably just going to use all of them. Maybe trade a couple. I don't know. Yeah, it's looking like we're out of the race here. I mean, let's take a look. Let's see what's going on. So, 87 points, 84. So no, we're officially out of the race. So it actually doesn't matter what I do. Unfortunately. That sucks. Yeah, I mean, that really sucks. Doesn't look like Charlotte was a playoff team either. Um, it sucks that the Canes decided to get their act together right at the end of the season. If we were just able to convert a few of those overtime losses to wins, we would have been fine. But unfortunately, we're not, and it leads to us losing yeah, just not being a playoff team in the regular season. It sucks. So, yeah, we end up getting the 13th overall pick because of that. Every other pick we have is a playoff pick. So the Canes picking 13th overall means that, man, we know nothing about these guys. What the hell, team? Yeah, so that just sucks. I mean, we're just kind of picking, like, shooting in the dark here. Retired players. Ovechkin calls it a career. I believe he does beat Gretzky's goal record. We'll do the draft, and then that'll be it. Voracek is now a coach. Gonna have to hire a new coach of some sort for the Hurricanes. I believe that's a goalie coach. So, yeah. The entry draft. 13th overall. I'll be picking Carlos here. Sean Carlos. Medium top four, two-way defenseman, 67 overall. I don't really have any top defensive prospects in the system, so I'm okay with that. I also have a pick in just a little bit. So let's take a look at what's available. Torsten Hedberg looks to be the best player available on this list, so we'll go ahead and pick him up. Medium top six, two-way forward. 18th overall, so we actually did a good job of picking, like, of trading for, like, high picks, I guess. Our scouts rank Magnuson high, or Fromus high. I don't really want to draft him. We'll draft Matthias Magnuson here, a sniper on the left wing. So that is the Carolina Hurricanes first round. 44th overall. Now I think we pick the defenseman, Clinton Terry. A defensive defenseman, medium top 4D potential. That's awesome. 75th overall. It's looking like another defenseman is the best player available. I'm fine with it. Ernesto Ross. Another defensive defenseman. But you know what? The Canes need defense. I don't know what isn't working for this team, but we'll draft the goalie who could be medium elite goalie. I like it. We don't have a 5th round pick, obviously. Zachary Crowder, who could be low top 6. Oh, low top 9. That's a bummer. Alright, and then we did get a trade offer for the last pick in the draft. I don't know what is available. There's a couple low elite. There's a low elite. There's the gem. I have yet to pick a center. So I think I kind of have to pick this guy. He's low elite. He's 18. Yeah, he's weak in a lot of areas, but, like, you know what? You can work with that. That's a good draft. Canes had a good draft there. That is going to be it for this time, though. I don't really want to get into the rest of it tonight. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I'll see everybody next time.